everyone, and welcome to the IntervYOUs, a series where we interview different people about their personal experiences with body and self-image. Today, our special guest is Miss Heather Lewis, who is your current Mrs. Missouri USA Ambassador. She's a dance teacher, a mother of 2 children, and an advocate for postpartum body positivity. She is truly amazing, and I am so glad that she's here with me today. So, Mrs. Lewis, thank you so much for being here today. I would love it if you could tell the viewers and me a little bit about yourself.
Yes, my name is Heather Lewis, as she well said, and I've been teaching dance for 18 years now, and I got into pageants, and I started with the USA Ambassador pageant, and I have been with MOPS, which stands for Mothers of Preschoolers. Sorry. And I've been with them for 1.5 years and really just loving and pouring into those moms.
Well, that's awesome. So I would love to ask, what is postpartum depression and what is postpartum body image and how does that affect women? And then what are some examples of negative postpartum body image?
That's a great, it really goes hand in hand because postpartum depression is when, okay. You say bye-bye? Postpartum depression happens usually within the first year of having your baby. There is a difference between baby blues and then full-blown postpartum depression. Baby blues means, oh my gosh, I'm tired all the time, I'm just a little sad, but postpartum depression is when it gets dangerous, where you're thinking about suicide, whether you're thinking about harming yourself or others. Also, what goes into that is your image and your body image, because not only are you different mentally, but you're also completely different physically. And that is so hard, especially as a first-time mom. People tell you, oh, it's going to be hard, it's going to be hard, but you're never fully prepared. And you don't look like yourself, you don't feel like yourself.
Right, and I think that's so important when having a positive body image, especially in the motherhood. You need to have that positive mindset. And so I'd like to ask you how and what are some of your experiences with postpartum depression, and how did you become an advocate for that?
It was very easy to become an advocate for it. Madison, I had it with my first son, he's 5, and I didn't know the signs. I just thought, oh, I'm tired. Oh, motherhood's just really hard. I'm no good at it. It wasn't until I had Madison, who was now 3, it was about almost a year that she was here with us when I go, oh my goodness, this isn't right. I had a full-blown plan on how to grab my husband's gun in the middle of the night, grab a drop cloth, and go to a field behind the library with his phone. Just so I could call the police and go, hey, here I am, come clean me up. Go tell my husband, here's my address. And I was doing math in my head and figuring out, oh, well, it's a lot cheaper if my husband were to hire a full-time nanny. And my kids would be better off if I were just gone. And that's when I called for my husband. I was in my bathroom doing my makeup at the time. And I go, I'm fantasizing about this moment, and I don't want to die, but I have a full plan of how this is going to happen, and you're going to wake up one morning and I'm going to be gone. And so that's when we decided, oh, okay, it's time to get some help. However, what I found out was because I was not an established patient anywhere, I called 8 different locations, 8 different psychiatrists, 8 different mental hospitals. I got one call back. It was from a psychiatrist, and she very point blank asked me, do you have a plan for suicide? Do you have a plan? And I go, yes, I do. She goes, okay, well, I'm sorry, you're too far gone for me to help you, but if you want to go and admit yourself into an ER, that's your best option. Well, I was nursing. I was nursing, and when you're nursing, you can't be separated from your child that long. So, luckily, I would not necessarily recommend. My boss at my King studio, Michelle Ravel, called me when I was in the middle of my complete mental breakdown. She called me, and I answered. Don't answer the phone normally to your boss when you're having a mental breakdown, but she's been there. And she was like, call your OBGYN. They got me in the next day, and this was my question. If this is such a deadly disease, and it affects about 20 to 25% of moms, why weren't we educated when I was pregnant? We learn about what to take, what not to take, what to eat, what not to eat, what to do, what not to do. Here are all the vaccinations you need. Here's everything that you need. We did not discuss one time about postpartum depression and the signs. So when I became Mrs. Missouri USA Ambassador, my first stop on Monday, I called my doctor, and God bless his heart, he was like, okay, I have an opening in a week. Let's sit down, let's powwow this out. I came with a whole bunch of lists and files, a zip drive, and food for his office. You gotta think like a drug rep otherwise. And I was like, here are all my files on the zip drive. We had a talk about 15 minutes, and he is now implementing, educating new moms.
That's amazing. And so you were saying that 20 to 25% of women and new moms experience postpartum depression. And what would you say to those 20 to 25% of women who are dealing with it and struggling with it? How would you say to overcome it, and what can they do to have a more positive mindset?
Call your OBGYN. Make sure that you have your village. You know how they say that it takes a village to raise a child?
Yes.
You never outgrow your village. We just had a whole sermon. We're talking about relationships in church and how you need your community to thrive. You absolutely need your community to thrive through postpartum depression. You also need breaks. And I'm not talking, go hide in the bathroom for 5 minutes. I'm talking a break. I joined a gym. And it's an hour to an hour and a half every day, 4 or 5 times a week, to be honest, where I can put my kids in a safe environment. They get socialization, which is great. They get to play. Yes. And I get an hour to myself where I'm not being tugged at. I'm not, mommy, mommy, mommy. I'm not filling sippy cups. I'm not cleaning. I'm just there, and it's fabulous. Yeah.
So my program talks about positive body image and positive self-image, and I was wondering, how does body image play a role in postpartum depression?
When you don't feel like yourself. I'm a dance teacher. Let me make an example. I make my students black leotard, pink tights, recital ready bun every class, because when you feel the part, or when you look the part, you feel the part. When you don't even have time to brush your teeth and you don't feel like yourself. In society, we see all these actresses like, oh, I had a baby 2 minutes ago, and they have like a 12-pack. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And it's not at all like realistic. Kate Middleton, she just had her 3rd baby, and they took this beautiful picture, and her midriff is beautiful. It is gorgeous. She looks, with her brand new baby, like she just had a baby, like realistically. She's got the post-baby bump, and that's okay. I remember trying to kill myself. Okay, that's a terrible twist of words. But I remember like working so hard to try to get back to my pre-baby body, had to get to my pre-baby body, and I would go to the gym, and I remember a month into it, I had a lady come up to me, she goes, you know, I have these wraps that you should try because it looks like you're really struggling around your tummy area. I used to get men, older men, come up and pat my tummy, goes, you're getting there. I'm getting where? Where am I getting? Right. Uncomfortable? That's where I'm getting. I'm getting there really quick. But even now, it took a while, but I embraced it. I will never have my pre-baby body back. And that's a good thing because I am not my pre-baby self. But it doesn't matter what size you are. It doesn't matter. Like women, we were designed to have curves. Did you know it's okay? It's okay to have curves. It's beautiful. It's how God designed us. We have extra padding because that is to protect your babies when you're pregnant. That's how we were designed. I had an older gentleman 2 weeks ago, and may I say, I'm comfortable in my skin right now. But he was like, I see you work really hard on your abs. I mean, I can see that you're really trying to get flat there. That's really nice. That's when you just smile. And I could have told him off, but I'm a lady. So I said, thank you. You have to be comfortable in your own skin.
Right.
No matter what, whether you are a size 0, whether you're a size 8, whether you're a size 28, it doesn't matter. It's beautiful.
One last thing, if people would like to learn more about your program and postpartum depression, where can they find that information and where can they reach you if they want to follow you on social media?
A lot of my information has been through jennyslight.org. I highly recommend going there. Read about Jenny, read about Graham. She was a victim of postpartum depression along with Graham, her newborn son. And you can find me on Facebook. Just look up Mrs. Missouri, USA Ambassador.
Thank you so much for being here. Your story is so inspiring, and I am so glad you got to talk to me and you got to share your story with our viewers. This has been another one of the IntervYOUs. I will see you in the next interview.